Because the climate crisis will not wait for Joe Biden's bipartisan BS. My whole life, politicians have lied to us. They've sold out, they've broken their promises. They have driven us into this climate crisis. And I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. When I was 5 years old, a climate-caused wildfire surrounded my house on 3 sides. I felt the smoke in my lungs. I saw the fire. I saw the fear. I saw the fear in people's eyes who are usually so damn calm. My babysitter, Nancy, she brought us all together in one room, and she said, we gotta take care of this. We gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta make sure everybody's safe. We did it. We rose to the challenge. We decided that we were gonna fight that fire. And when I drove away and watched my home recede, my dad stayed there to fight that fire. That summer, I learned when disaster strikes, we take care of each other. Every year since then, I've lived through another wildfire season. Yeah? And when the politicians sitting in that house right there, they value their fossil fuel billionaires over us, over the people. And when they go back on their promises, when they abandon us, leave our houses burning, when they break their promises, what do? We fight back. What do? Fight back! We fight back because I am sure as hell am not going to let my county and my state burn without a good goddamn fight. That is why I marched. I marched 266 miles, paradise to San Francisco. Four steps of Democratic leadership to demand a fully funded civilian climate corps. And while our feet were hitting the pavement, while our feet were walking, Joe Biden in that house was negotiating away our future with Republicans. While he was negotiating away our future, where he was breaking his promises to our generation, we were fighting. We were organizing. We were on the ground, and we talked to folks when we were on the ground. We talked to folks who had lost their homes to wildfires. We talked to people who are ready for good work, for good jobs. Coming back from California, I can tell you that we are ready. We are ready for good work. We are ready for justice. That's what we're here to do. We are here to win a fully funded jobs and climate plan. We are ready to take back our homes. Our generation is ready to take back our lives. We are here for the first summer of the Green New Deal.
To someone who is really fighting for his home and is coming to us from Line 3 in Minnesota. I'm passing it off to Toka.
Bonjour and dinaway mga dog. All my relatives. Toka owe wanko ho Sheila Yapido. These enemy tracks is my Lakota name. Before, I always start my intros by saying where I'm from. I'm a citizen of Pueblo Zuni. I'm a descendant of Turtle Mountain Band of Chippewa, Vortex, and White Subscribe, and White Bear Fish. I come today to share this space as a climate justice organizer for Indian Collective. Indian Collective is an Indigenous organization dedicated to building Indigenous power. I also speak to you as the 3rd Congressional District Representative of Minnesota's Environmental Quality Board. The EQB is a regulatory regime in charge of Minnesota's environmental impact statements, environmental assessment worksheets, and these two portions of Minnesota's Environmental Protection Act enable the state to act as thoughtful stewards to protect and enhance our environment. get a little nervous. I want to begin by saying that I come here respecting and honoring the advocacy and hard work that our Anishinaabe water protectors have been doing up in northern Minnesota to try to prevent land. They've done this fight against extractors that wish to denigrate our Mother Earth for the sake of profits. A few weeks ago, I was able to visit the Fire Lake, peaceful camp in treaty territory. This camp was erected to prevent the bridge from continuing their construction of the Line 3 pipeline. I saw a beautiful display of people standing together to fight against the project. Only recently has the Biden administration and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers decided to reaffirm the permits that were put in place to allow for the new Line 3 project. And the one thing that we do know is it's not a replacement, it's an entire new route, and it's bringing in a lot more tar sands. Now, as an Indigenous person, I feel like this is important for everyone to know. Treaty rights are the supreme law of the land. According to the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution of the United States, under Article 6, Clause 2. With that understanding, Chippewa treaty rights are being amplified in order to benefit a transnational corporation. This corporation seeks to use the most dirty parts of fossil fuels to ship beyond it to Minnesota.
Hi, is somebody from Sunrise expressing fire that almost burned the house down?
This is a member of the Minnesota Environmental Quality Board. I've seen firsthand how regulators, particularly our state commissioners, turn a blind eye not only to their constituents, but also their duties to honor treaty obligations set forth by their predecessors. Recently, our Minnesota Department of Natural Resources upped the water pumping permit that entrants requested from 510 million gallons to 5 billion gallons. Coming from Minnesota just yesterday, happening across the nation, experiencing a tremendous drought and a heat wave. This is a new world that we are living in, and our relatives are being affected. Two-legged, four-legged, the wings, those that sleep on their bodies. They're all being affected to the point where we're seeing the destruction of our mother and her creation over time. Particularly, the pumping of this water affects the wild rice beds throughout northern Minnesota. The Anishinaabe prophecy spoke of our people going inward to Turtle Island until we saw the source of food that rose from the water. Wild rice, Noma, is our relative, and she is actively being destroyed. Treaty consultation is something that the Biden administration likes to tout. I've heard from many of our 574 leaders, and they appreciate that endeavor. However, it does not go far enough. Neither does the Respect Act that has recently been proposed. The only way that our rights can truly be honored is by placing free, prior, and informed consent into any piece of legislation. Only then can our treaty rights be truly honored. And I'm so grateful to see all these beautiful faces here providing so much energy. So I continue that call that we must act. We must true and positive change, away from an extractive industry that only seeks to pull out our mother and gain profit. So once again, we demand that Joe Biden live up to his campaign promises and take the initiative he has within his authority to deny Line 3 permits. We demand that he quit playing politics with our lives and live up to the United States' obligatory respect of our treaty rights. As we have seen with recent climate weather crises, we do not have time to be complacent. We must act, and we must act now. Thank you for your time and allowing me to share this space with you.
Thank you so much to Toga.
Stop Line 3!
Stop Line 3! Stop Line 3! Stop Line 3! Stop Line 3! Stop Line 3! Okay, I want to thank Toga so much for being here today, and I want to honor and I want to send strength to everybody right now in Minnesota who is fighting for their their livelihood and fighting for their homes. I'm now going to pass it to Mary, who is another young person who just came off literally this morning, finishing a 100-mile-plus march from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
What's up, y'all? My name's Mary. I use she, her pronouns, and I just trekked 105 fucking miles from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to Washington, D.C. with a bunch of incredible, inspiring, amazing young people from across the states of Pennsylvania and Maryland because Biden owes me. I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, a town that was built around Bethlehem Steel, a job hub that manufactured steel for infrastructure all over the country. But politicians abandoned my city and all of those good-paying jobs vanished. After high school, I bounced from job to job, sometimes working multiple at a time for minimum wage and tips and just barely scraping by. I can remember nights at the gas pump, forced to choose between putting gas in my tank or food in my stomach. And no one should have to make that choice. And the same was true for my friends, for my family, for my neighbors. Politicians had abandoned my state, but we deserve better. That's why I joined a Sunrise Hub, to take my power back.